shadows. Shine a torch on a table. Now, place a book between the torch and the table. What do you notice? Since the book is an opaque object, it will stop the light from passing through it. A shade, dark area will therefore appear on the table behind the book. This is the shadow of the book. A shadow is a dark space, shade, formed behind an opaque object when it blocks light from any source of light.
Conditions essential for the formation of a shadow.
Activity 3. To show that a source of light is needed to form a shadow. Things needed: book, source of light. Method: take a book, an opaque object, to a dark room. Can you see the shadow of the book? No, you cannot see a shadow in the dark. Switch on the bulb. You will now see the shadow of the book on the ground. There has to be a source of light for a shadow to form. Conclusion: therefore, a source of light is needed for a shadow to be formed. Activity 4. To show that an opaque object is needed to form a shadow. Things needed: book, torch, table. Method: shine a torch on a table. Can you see a shadow? No. Now place a book between the torch and the table. Now we can see a shadow. Since the book is an opaque object, it will stop light from passing through it. If we place butter paper, translucent object, in place of the book, we get a weak shadow behind it. A transparent object does not stop any light from passing through it. Conclusion: therefore, the second essential condition needed for a shadow to be formed is the presence of an opaque object in the path of light. Activity 5. To show that for the formation of a shadow, there must be an opaque screen to receive the shadow of an opaque object. Things needed: a torch and a piece of cardboard. Method: this activity should be carried out at night with some of your friends. Ask one of your friends to stand in the dark. Can you see your friend's shadow? No, because a source of light is needed for a shadow to be formed. Hold the torch close to the ground and shine it on the face of your friend standing in the dark. We will notice that no shadow is formed in spite of the fact that there is a source of light, torch, as well as an opaque body. A shadow is formed, but we cannot see it because there is no screen for the shadow to fall on. Now ask another friend of yours to hold the cardboard behind the head of your friend. Now you will see the shadow. So we can say that a shadow can be seen only if it falls on something solid. An opaque substance that receives shadow is called a screen. The screen could be a wall, the ground, the ceiling, or a table. Conclusion: therefore, the third essential condition needed for the formation of a shadow is that there must be an opaque screen to receive the shadow of an opaque object in the path of light. Activity 6. To show that shadow is dark outline of an object. Things needed: torch. Method: take a torch and cover the front of it with a piece of green-colored cellophane. The torch now emits green-colored light. Place a multicolored cube on the table. Shine the torch on the multicolored cube. The shadow is dark. Now, cover the front part of the torch with dark red-black colored cellophane and shine the torch on a yellow ball. The shadow is again dark. Observation: so, the color of a shadow does not change with the change in color of the source of the light or the color of the opaque object placed in the path of the light. Conclusion: a shadow is a dark outline of an object. Other than its shape, no details of the object can be seen on the shadow. Activity 7. To show that the size of shadow depends on the distance between source of light and the opaque object. Things needed: table lamp. Method: This activity should be carried out at night in a closed room with one of your friends. Switch on the table lamp and place it on a table. Ask your friend to stand against a wall. You will see the shadow of your friend on the wall acting as a screen. Now, ask your friend to come closer to the table lamp. What do you see? The size of the shadow becomes larger when your friend, opaque object, comes closer to the source of light. We can also say that the size of the shadow becomes larger when an opaque object moves away from the screen. Conclusion. So we can conclude that the size of a shadow on the screen changes with the distance between the source of light and the opaque object. As the distance between the source of light and the object decreases, the shadow on the screen becomes larger and vice versa. The size of a shadow on a screen changes with the distance between the opaque object and the screen. As the distance between the object and the screen increases, the shadow on the screen becomes larger and vice versa.